What is up, guys? Welcome back to a new video. And today we're going to talk about something very important. Something that's much more important than motivation. Here's the core message. Motivation is a trap. If you wait for it, you'll always be behind. But if you are motivated, eventually motivation will fade away. What actually moves your life forward is discipline, systems, and identity. And before we discuss about the important things about motivation, let me tell you the truth. If you're only relying on motivation to take action, to change your life, to try new things, you've already lost. If you only rely on motivation, there's no way you can end up staying consistent and make progress, because you have to understand that motivation is momentary. If you're disciplined, discipline will allow you to move no matter what. That's why discipline is a real power. Number one, motivation is lying to you. Motivation is dopamine. It's a chemical hit. When you're motivated, you feel good, you feel super energetic. However, it doesn't build anything. If you're only working when you're motivated, you're not going to be able to reach your goals because you're not staying consistent, you're not trying to push yourself outside your comfort zone. And basically, when you rely on motivation, you never know when is going to be the next moment when you start taking action. And that's the main reason so many people are not making progress and they're still stuck in the same place, because they're waiting for motivation to come. The harsh truth is that if you're not willing to change your life, nothing will happen. So it's all about you. In my opinion, the best example when it comes to motivation is think about working out. For me, it's easy to talk about this because I'm a track athlete. If I feel that I don't want to go to practice, I will still do that. The thing is that if I don't go to practice that day, someone else is going to be better than me. So make sure you're not falling into this trap. You gotta realize that if you want to start changing certain things in your life right now, you have to take action now. You can't wait for motivation to come. Number two, what you actually need. So let's be honest, what you actually need in order to move forward is discipline, systems, strong daily habits. Discipline is doing what's necessary, long after motivation disappears. In my opinion, one of the best ways to describe discipline is it's like a muscle, small reps daily, because eventually you'll end up building daily habits that are strong, taking you towards your goals. And when you have such a strong daily habits that will eventually take you towards your goals or the things you're aiming towards, you won't even notice that small progress you're doing. However, in the long run, it's going to compound and you'll see that discipline plays such a big role in the long run, and relying on motivation is just the thing to get started. Now let me ask you something. How many times have you given up on something because you didn't have enough motivation? I can tell you that this has happened to me as well. When you hit the point that motivation starts to fade away, that's where you make the decision whether you're going to reach that goal or not. Because if you're able to push yourself and stay disciplined and make that daily small progress, eventually you will get to that goal. But if you just simply give up after motivation disappears, you won't make any progress. So in general, when it comes to reaching goals, there's only two ways it can go. You either reach that goal or you don't reach that goal. And when it comes to seeing people that make decent progress throughout years and in general growing their skills, they are socially strong, they have a lot of experience, usually that comes down to discipline. They've been doing that for so long and they're not relying on motivation. And don't get me wrong, motivation is a good thing because that's what gets you going. When you're working on something important to you, when you're motivated, it just feels that much better. But you have to learn to stay disciplined and still show up every day, even if your motivation has disappeared. Because when your motivation disappears, that's the easiest way to give up on something you're working towards. And if you allow that happen, someone else will reach something you've been working towards. Number three, why this matters for success. So probably one thing every successful person has in common is that they have strong systems and they're disciplined and they're working towards their goals every day, no matter what. So whether your goal is to save money, invest in the stock market, learn new skills, travel the world, it's super easy to get started if you're motivated. However, the real challenge starts and obstacles start to come on your way when motivation disappears. So basically, whether it's saving, investing, building skills, playing sports, it all requires dedication, discipline, strong mindset, and the ability to show up even if you don't want to. One thing to understand when you look at successful people is that your freedom is built during boring moments no one sees. So let's say you have a certain skill and you put that into practice and you basically have a business from that and you're making 10k a month. Probably you started from scratch and you worked your way up there. And you worked your way up in order to make that 10k a month. And for other people it may seem like this overnight success, when in reality people who make these kind of changes and improve this much, they work a lot themselves and invest their time into becoming better instead of scrolling social media and watching TV. So eventually, motivation is a super important thing and it can definitely help you to get started. You can take advantage of motivation, you feel super energetic. However, you don't need motivation. What you need is self-control, discipline, and and strong mindset that will help you to take action no matter what. Forget waiting for the right mood. Just start now in the wrong mood. That way you'll immediately start taking steps towards your goals. And that's why you don't need motivation, you need a mission and systems to become better. And if you're serious about this, pick one thing you really wanted to do and start doing it right now. Anyway, if you made it to the end, I highly appreciate you. If you're interested in this type of content, make sure to watch this video next. It's my most recent upload. And if you're new here, click here to subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.